Hi guys, good morning. So I'm coming to you very fresh-faced, and I'm only mentioning that because although 99% of you say really, really nice things to me about how I don't need makeup and all that stuff, and it's very sweet, and thank you very much for the compliments. It's amazing. There's always like one or two people that decide they want to tell me that no offense, but you look tired. And my complexion, like my coloring, because I'm olive skin toned and I'm American Indian, that's what gives me the dark circles under my eyes. I'm actually getting plenty of sleep. I feel fine. Yes, I'm still recovering from a sinus infection and bronchitis, but I actually feel really good today. So it's Aquarius season. You don't have to say everything that comes to your mind. Mercury is in Aquarius. You don't have to say everything that comes, like literally, if everybody who had something negative to say, even if you're trying to like give a compliment, that's a backhanded compliment. I love you, but you look tired. Or I think you're an amazing person, or that was a really great reading. You look tired, get some rest. That's a backhanded compliment. If you didn't know, when you're complimenting somebody and then you say something negative about them, that's called a backhanded compliment. Just saying. And I'm not even like up in arms. I'm not riled up. I'm not mad. Nothing like that. But this season right now, literally everybody has an opinion. And sometimes opinions just don't need to be like written out. Like you don't need to type it. So the moon is in Sag today. And it's void. And there's not a lot going on particularly today. Today's a really good day for you to tie up loose ends, to get things accomplished. Your brain is probably working really well right now since the sun is now in Aquarius and Mercury is in Aquarius. And the moon is going to be going into Capricorn tonight. So for the next 2.5 days before we get to the Aquarius new moon, we're also going to have some aspects with Venus in the next couple of days. And it could be a little bit difficult. It could be a little bit harsh. You could be a little bit harder on yourself than you would care to be. Remember, all of this, like Saturn and Pluto are still conjunct, you guys. Like they're not even a degree apart from each other yet. So they're still conjunct. We're still getting all of these really big karmic lessons. And then when the love of Venus and Pisces is compromised and squared off by Mars, which is in Sagittarius, it can be a little bit like volatile. Even with the people that you love the most, you can get like triggered from, right? Like relationships. So, and that's not happening today, but we are leading up to that this week. And then we have the new moon in Aquarius, and then we have other things. So there is a new moon in Aquarius ritual that's available. Also, the last meditation of January on Sunday, January 26th. The new moon in Aquarius ritual is Friday evening. It'll be at 8 p.m. Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Friday evening. You can register for that on my website. It's the first new moon of the year that we can manifest from. Okay, so the first new moon of the decade, actually. So, and Aquarius is that innovator, that leader. So if you want to really start putting a lot of energy into the projects that you want to see, and this is like we're looking into long term with the Saturn and Pluto conjunction that we still have. We're looking for long-term changes, long-term success, not just stuff that's going to happen in like a month's time. You know, these are not get rich quick schemes that we're looking at. Like, we're looking for changes for like long-term changes in our lives. So if you want to be a part of that, that is available on my website to register for. It is a Zoom link that you'll receive. Also, the last meditation in January, if you haven't had a chance to sign up for that, you're pre-registered for it if you ordered, if you pre-ordered in December, the workshop in January, which is still available for replay. And what else? Oh, and if you would like to become a member of the Fearless Intuition channel, you can do it at any time. You will, if you become an exclusive member, you will have automatic access to all of the rituals and all of the meditations. That information is given to you as an exclusive member, or you can get it on my website. So those are your options. Yeah, if you want to get something done, I would say today's the day to do it. And really, because the next couple of days, we're going to be forced into getting things done. But today's like that easy day to not put a lot of pressure on yourself and not like, don't, if it's not working, don't force it today. If it's not working, don't, because you're going to be able to figure it out in the next couple of days anyways, or even like towards the end of the week. If it's not working today, it's not worth your extra energy to force anything to work today. It will eventually work out for you. And whether it's going to work out for you the way that you want it to or not. It's freezing here, y'all. It hasn't been over 20 degrees in like 5 days. I have 6 layers. Well, 1, 2, I have 4 layers on. I have a tank top and then 2 long sleeve shirts and a sweater. Like, no lie. And my winter boots. Seriously, I am like, it is cold. Okay. This is interesting. Some of you really want to be in a relationship. Like some of you, oh, my warmer is not on. Some of you want to be in a relationship so bad. Here's the thing. I feel like either somebody is pining for you or you're pining for somebody else. So we have the Page of Cups and we have the 2 of Cups. I love this Page of Cups. There is literally, so, okay, look at this. I love these cards. This is the Light Seers Tarot, by the way. We're going to have fun with this reading today because I'm going to show you guys these cards. So we have the Page of Cups down here, right? Or we have this guy down here. And then there's somebody up here that's like floating into Never Never Land. And there's a cup here and there's a little pig with wings. Like literally this card is saying when pigs fly. The longer you sit and wait for something to show up for you, the longer it's going to take to like, you'll get it when pigs fly. It's like you're waiting for something that doesn't exist. You're waiting for an illusion, right? And then we have, and what you really want is the real, it's real, right? But you have to see, this person has an empty cup here. In this 2 of Cups, these people are coming together and they're filling up their own cups. It's like these cups were already full and now they're just adding a rainbow to it by coming together. Each of their individual cups were full already. So you're not going to get into this state of the 2 of Cups if you are in a Page of Cups mentality. If you're constantly sitting there waiting and wishing and hoping and praying, and you're like, and this can even get to a point to where you start like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with, why does nobody want to be with me? And then we have the Hanged Man. I love this Hanged Man card because the person in this card is being depicted on like one of those yoga. They're doing like, I would call it like a suspended camel position in like a yoga hammock type thing, right? So they put themselves there purposefully to see things from a different way, to find clarity in a different way. But if you're feeling stuck in the relationship side of things, it's probably a lot of this Venus stuff that's happening. I mean, like, Venus in Pisces is exalted there. So we want to believe. We want to believe in love. And Venus is coming up to conjunct with Neptune on the 26th. And that's going to put such an illusion, especially since Venus is squaring off with Mars like 2 days before that. It's going to put such an illusion in our minds of what it is that we think that we want out of a relationship. You know, and so you have to get really honest with yourself, because in this state of mind, you could easily settle for somebody. And that could be another karmic relationship. Like some of us are like, I don't want to have any more karmic relationships. I want to deal with my karma on my own, and I want to heal myself. That way the next person that shows up in my life is the one. Like, I don't want to learn any more lessons from other people. I'm going to learn them on my own, right? So that's like one group of us, right? And then another group of us is like, I just want to have companionship. I just want to be with somebody. I don't care if I'm having to learn lessons from that person. But you say that, and then you get in it, and then you complain about how miserable you are because now you're learning lessons. You see? So we have the Seven of Wands. And I love this card because it's showing that she's protecting her energy. She's putting boundaries around the most important part of who she is, and that is her energy source and her energy field. And your energy source and your energy field is controlled about how you feel inside. How you feel about things on the inside. Okay? So, let's get two more cards. I was going to say one more card and then two came out. Of course. I love it when they do that. So the last two cards was it. So we have the Seven of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Five of Wands. Wow. That's crazy. So we have the Seven of Wands, protection, the Six of Wands, victory, and then the Five of Wands. The battle is inside of you. And I mean, you can battle yourself so much sometimes that you can't see the forest through the trees. Meaning you can't, even if your soulmate showed up in front of you right now, you wouldn't be able to see that it was your soulmate because you are battling with yourself about what it is that you really want. Do you want to settle or do you want the real thing? Because if you want the real thing, then you are going to find the real thing within yourself first. You see? There's a difference. And you can say, I'm done with relationship. I am done with that relationship. I don't want that person in my life anymore. I'm gone, right? You can say that until you're blue in the face, but that doesn't mean you're healed from it. There's a difference between being done and not going back and healing. Being done is the first step. You have to admit to yourself, I am done, I am done, I am done. But you also have to admit to yourself that being done from something that touched you in such a deep way is going to include a healing process. And I guarantee you that if you're distracting yourself over and over and over again with other people coming into your life, and it's so funny because I've had I've had several personal readings with people lately that I've like had to say that to, that it's great that you're done with the relationship. You're not done with the healing. And the reason why you're attracting people is because you are not protecting yourself. You're attracting people that are hurting you. You're attracting people that are ghosting you. You're attracting people that, you know, tell you one thing and do something completely different, right? Liars. And when it comes down to it, that's what you believe you deserve because that's all you know. I was really taken aback yesterday. I have a friend on Twitter, and he's such, and this is like one of the big, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is this is a really big wound for the feminine. And we're slowly learning how to love in the right way. Like the feminine is learning what love looks like in the right way, and it's because there are some very strong masculine energies out there that are showing the feminine what real love looks like. And even if it's not in a romantic content or a romantic context, because I consider, I mean, he's a new friend, he's a new connection. It's not, you know, I mean, like, we're not like in a relationship or anything like that, but he exudes godly love, masculine godly love. And it is so vulnerable and it is so raw and it is so rare to see a man put himself out there like that like a masculine energy. It doesn't even have to be a man. Like it could be a woman who holds her masculine energy more than her feminine energy, and seeing that raw, like putting yourself out there, that's the healing that I want to see. And one of the reasons why the feminine have such a hard time, and I'm only bringing up the feminine having a hard time at this moment, is because those are most of the readings that I do, where the feminine is very, very wounded by some very toxic masculine energies that we had in our past. And you don't need to feel guilty about that, or you don't need to feel bad about it, but you do need to be honest with yourself about it and accept that it happened and accept that it exists. Because, I mean, it was lovely and beautiful and amazing to see that kind of energy like being exuded, but it was very shocking to me. And the fact that it was shocking to me scares me, because we need more of that, right? We need more of the, and I know several men who just exude God's love, and they will put it out there every once in a while, but like the vulnerability and it's not that I'm not putting, like, I don't want men to think that I'm like demasculating them. And if you do feel like you're a man watching this and you feel demasculated by this in any way, shape, or form, you got some healing to do. Because that's not, like, this is all coming from a place of love. We need men to heal themselves as well. Because the men need to support the feminine and the feminine need to support the masculine, right? So we need the masculine to heal themselves. And that's exactly what's happening, right? But the Five of Swords coming out on the Page of Cups, you are lying to yourself if you think you can just distract yourself and distract yourself and distract yourself and distract yourself before you're fully healed. That Five of Swords, this desiring, and because the Page of Cups is the sense of lack, and the Five of Swords is your mind telling you how you are lacking in every way possible and why you can't be in this Two of Cups relationship because of all of these reasons. The person that's going to love you is going to love you no matter what size you are. And no matter what you look like when you wake up in the morning. The Two of Cups. Deep breaths. I feel like I was actually holding my breath, so... Okay. If you currently are trying to make a decision about a really strong connection that you have, and because I feel like, so I have the Knight of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles, all on the Two of Cups here. So there's like this decision that needs to be made. So I have with the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups, it makes me feel like there's this decision that needs to be made, right? And I feel like you're torn since there are two twos here. Part of you wants to take your time. The Six of Cups is that really strong connection that, and this was actually the card of the day. The Six of Cups was the card of the day, and it was a different deck too. So I love that it's actually coming out in the energy here. But the Six of Cups is that soul connection. This can also mean that somebody is coming back from your past and wants to have a conversation with you with that Knight of Swords there. But I feel like it's a rush. I feel like somebody's sort of like rushing in really, really fast to get your attention. And it could be either a new connection, or it could be a connection that you already know, or it's a connection that like you feel like you've known for years. But that's why, because you're like, maybe this is a good thing. Because some of you are realizing that you're not quite healed yet and you don't want to settle. But there's a connection here. And now you're just like, I don't know, Betsy. I'm not quite healed yet. I know that I'm not quite healed yet. And the reason why I know I'm not quite healed is because I'm hesitant. When you have a connection and you automatically get scared with it, that means you're not ready. You're not supposed to be scared. And the fear of it is all of those ways that you were hurt in the past. It like all comes rushing back. And when you get scared, your body reacts, your heart starts racing, your blood starts pumping faster, everything, just the hormones, like all of that stuff comes rushing back, right? The memories and the thoughts and the feelings. Your body doesn't realize that it's not back in that moment again. Like you just put stress on your body, freaking out about this fear of this person. That means you're not ready. When your body is in stress mode, you are not ready. You are not healed. Okay? That doesn't mean that you have to cut off the connection, especially if it's a new person that's like showed up in your life. You don't have to cut off the connection, but you have to be very, very discerning. Boundaries, 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 boundaries. And I feel like that's what this Hanged Man is saying. You're like, I know that I really have a connection with somebody. I see that it's happening. And maybe this is just to show you that you're almost ready. You're almost getting prepared. Sometimes the universe will test us like that, right? And that's the thing is like, you guys were like suspended in, I don't know what I know what I want. I know what I'm manifesting. And I see what I want and it's right in front of me. And this is really something like, what if I miss my opportunity? You won't. There's no such thing as a missed opportunity. And when I say that, I mean everything happens in the timing it's supposed to. So if you have to shelf this, if you have to put it on, not shelf the person, don't put the person on the shelf and say, just wait, don't ever tell anybody to wait for you. Please don't. Don't do that. You get honest with them. Because this 9 of Cups is saying, this is what I want. I am seeing what I want right now. Right? And you're like in this position, like, I know this is what I want, but I know I'm not ready. So what do I do? You see? So the 7 of Wands is you become very discerning and you put up your boundaries. And if you see that this person has approached you or is approaching you, you are honest with them. You say, yeah, I feel the connection too, but I'm not ready. It's not time. And I know it's not time because I'm scared. I'm scared that you even approached me. And if you can be that honest and that vulnerable with somebody, because that's what we're not playing games anymore, right? You're not going to play the game of, I don't know if I like you, but I do like, we're not doing that. No. If you can be real and honest with that person and they still show up for you, that's truth. That's reality. That's not the illusion. The illusion is when somebody says one thing and then they turn around and do something completely different, right? So you put up your boundaries. You say, I don't feel like I'm quite ready yet, but I would love to get to know you better, maybe. Right? So 3 of Cups, like, be a part of each other's soul tribe. And it's not that you're putting them in the friend zone. And maybe somebody is doing this to you. Maybe you feel like you've been placed in the friend zone because they're not ready, right? So this feels very much friend zoney to me. Because the 3 of Cups for me is like your tribe, your soul tribe. And the 7 of Wands is like, whoa, buddy, you can be part of my soul tribe. But there is no love, right? I have a picture of my youngest, Jack, trying to make a heart with his hands. I should put that up. It's so cute. 5 of Wands. Man, that 10 of Swords. Ending it. See, and this is the thing. It's like, if you show your true colors, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck really quick. The 4 of Cups. That showed up yesterday too. The energy is real tight right now. Like, there's not a lot of movement in the energy right now because I think that we're all learning like the same valuable lesson, so all the cards are the same. And if you look at the chart, like all of the energy is on the one side of the chart. It's called a cluster. It's really funny. 10 of Swords on the 6 of Wands. You guys, Stop creating the ending of something in your mind before it even has a chance to develop. I feel like you're already saying to yourself, it's not going to work anyway, so I'm not even going to try, right? And it's like with that Six of Wands, you're thinking, I'm rising above, I'm being the bigger person, I'm allowing myself to see what the reality. It's like you're saying, I'm a realist. I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist. That's what these two cards make me feel like. The Ten of Swords and the Six of Wands. I'm a realist, not a pessimist, which is what Virgos really like to say, because people like to tell Virgos all the time that we're pessimists, and we're not actually pessimists. I'm very optimistic. I mean, if it wasn't obvious, of course. So we have the Ten of Swords on the Six of Wands. The Ten of Swords is going to the worst possible case scenario, but the Ten of Swords is also saying that the worst is over. You don't even have to think about it anymore. You're not going to be hurt in the past like you were, because you say you're not. Put your foot down. I am not going to allow anybody to hurt me ever again. And so then you have no fear. But because you still have a little bit of fear when somebody approaches you and you're like, oh my God, now what do I do? You're not ready. You're close. Temperance, the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like the cards are just throwing shade at this point. It's all happening in divine timing. Be patient. You don't have to fight with yourself. Get quiet. I love this Temperance card. Look at him. He's literally just chilling. And then the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, poker chips. I love this deck. And that's the thing, you guys. It's coming in divine. It's coming. It's happening. And the fact that you can feel it, or you're already seeing it sort of take place, is a really big sign that it's going to happen probably sooner than you realize or you recognize. I know that I tell you guys to be patient with the universe all the time. But it's not even being patient with the universe. It's being patient with yourself. Because divine timing depends on actually how you feel. If you can come to a peaceful acceptance within yourself, and almost, I don't even want you guys to focus on it. Stop focusing on everything. So I have the Devil with the Four of Cups. I'm just going to show these to you really quick and then we'll end this. The Devil with the Four of Cups, and then the Chariot, and then the Death card, and then Justice. That is, I mean, I could keep going. I still have major arcanas. So many more. The Strength card. The changes are happening and we are moving forward. And if you are focused on your lessons and focused on your karma right now and healing, that's wonderful. That's great. You can be in relationships with other people while you're healing. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as it's not somebody that is toxic to you that is stopping your growth. I am a big, firm believer that if you have a strong support system while you're going through your awakening, while you're going through your healing processes, all of that, if you have a strong support system, if you are in a really healthy, good relationship, more power. There is more power there. There is more love. Because the more love you can have surrounding you during your healing process, the better. If you are single and you are wanting something more in your life, relationship-wise, and you're realizing, oh, wow, it's starting to show up. Am I ready? Am I ready? Maybe you're lying to yourself that you're not ready yet. Maybe you're lying to yourself about that one last thing. It's like the insecurity that you're holding on to, okay? I love you guys. Register for this new moon in Aquarius ritual. It's going to be so lit. Let's party Friday night. It's not going to be a party, but it's going to be a party. We're going to have a meditation party. It's going to happen. I love you guys. Bye.